Alright, do we have sound? Yes, we have sound. Okay, let's go. Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andreas and welcome to my channel. I'm finally back on making videos. I'm sorry guys for taking so long to make a new one, but I'm here and I'm really excited. Today, I'm gonna be making an informative video for you guys to discuss about barrels and why in my opinion are overrated and not always needed. Two main factors that I'm gonna be discussing. The first one being the bullet velocity and the second one being the effective damage range. In the end of the video, I will show you guys some of the loadouts that I built. Some of them include barrels, but there are some loadouts that I have that don't have any barrels whatsoever. The bullet velocity is a measure of how much speed your bullet generates after you shoot your gun, meaning that you can travel longer distance without having any bullet drop. You can shoot more straight and it will be much easier for you in long range to shoot the chest or the head without having any fluctuations between where you shoot and where the bullet actually drops. It is very usable for long range guns such as ARs, LMGs and also snipers, but for examples of close range guns such as the MP5, you don't really need the increase of bullet velocity because you're using a gun for close range fights. You won't win any fights because of the increased bullet velocity in close range, only maybe in long range, but that still fully depends on your ping. The effective damage range is what the name states. It pretty much increases the range where your gun can have the same damage profile for all body parts, which is different for legs, stomach, chest, neck and also head. Great examples such as sniper support guns need barrels who increase the effective damage range because you need to have a gun for close to mid-range gunfights. And now let's move to the loadouts that I built for you guys. Okay, now moving on to our loadouts. I have my first loadout being the Farah with the MP5. Of course, I'm using the Farah as the long range weapon, mid-long range weapon, and the MP5 as the super close range weapon. Now, as you have from the data, the Farah has a damage drop of at 25 meters. Now, using the Farah, I'm also using the Spetsnaz RPK barrel, and the reason for that is because I don't have any weapon for super long range. So I use the Spetsnaz RPK barrel to have even more effective damage range as well as a higher bullet velocity than the Contour. Moving on to the secondary weapon that I have is the MP5. Now, you can see that I don't use any barrel for the MP5 for two reasons. The first one being the fact that I'm using the MP5 only on close range, and as we all know from the true game data page, the damage drop off of the MP5 starts on 8 meters and then has another one on 16 meters. So this gun is very viable on really close range and has a small damage drop off after 8 meters. Now, I'm using this gun for close range, and also, as you can see from this blueprint, I'm not sure if only the blueprint has it, but the reticle is pretty clear when using the gun without any barrels. So you have a much more clear view in front of you when you're not using any barrels for this weapon. And also, this weapon has one of the best TTKs in super close range. So you can use your Farah for mid and long range, and then your MP5 for super close range. Now, the second loadout that I'm using is the Swiss with the AK. Now, of course, we know that the Swiss is a super long range sniper. It has a huge bullet velocity, meaning that you are shooting far more distance and the bullet drop is not that high. But using the combat recon, you can increase that even more. So in Rebirth, you don't have that much distance between you and your opponents. So the increased bullet velocity makes this gun even better. Now, I'm using this AK, you can see the build right here, for close range and mid range. And the reason I'm not using any of the barrels for the sniper support is because this AK has a damage drop off of 25 meters. And because I'm really focusing on hitting more chest, neck and headshots, I don't need the added effective damage range. Now also this helps because I'm playing on Rebirth. Now if you're a person who plays in Verdansk and you need that effective damage range, and at the same time you can control much better your weapon than me, you can get rid of the Spetsnaz and add the reinforced barrel. I'm not a big fan of the Spetsnaz on the AK because it's not needed. You're using this weapon as close to mid range. You don't need this for long range. So the reinforced is all you need. Now, the final loadout that I'm gonna be showing you guys today is the one and only the Milano with the XM4. Now, this is a pretty well-known build for loadout. It's been there for quite some time, since the beginning of the new season. We have this loadout for the Milano. I'm using the 3X, the SASR jungle grip, the 45 round drum mag, the agency suppressor, and as a barrel I'm using the Ranger. Now, what did I say before? I'm using added bullet velocity on this weapon because I need to hit more headshots with this weapon. The effective damage range won't do much about Milano, because the Milano, as we all know, doesn't have any damage drop off. So what you do, you increase the bullet velocity and you're gonna be able to hit more headshots and chest shots within a certain distance far away from you. As a secondary, I'm using the XM4, also without a barrel. And the reason I don't have a barrel for the XM4 is because I'm using the Milano as a mid to long range, and I'm using the XM4 as a close range gun. Again, this is the build that I'm having for the XM4. This is the build that I have for the Milano, super OP gun. So the things that I want you guys to take from this video is that barrels are not always needed. You need to check what guns you're using and their purpose. You need to have a look at the way you play, on the distance you're playing most of the time. For example, if you're a long range guy, you'll need to have some barrels on your secondary as well. And I think I covered most of the things that I wanted to say for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Take care.